I'm at 489 miles and had a pretty aggressive ride the other day. So I am doing oil on the 690 for the first time. The first interval for service I think is 600, and then they say I think 6,000 after that. So this is one thing I wanted to show you about KTM. KTM's drain plug is already magnetic. You don't have to buy an aftermarket one like you do for all the Japanese bikes. I've always put magnetic plugs in my bike, and that is what came out. So you can see the little shavings. I'm actually not doing oil filters at this time. I'm just gonna clean the screen, and then I'll actually do another oil change at 600 miles again. So, and then I'll switch the filters out. But after my little case mishap, I'm putting Motor X in it, but there was the two oils that I put in there were a little bit different, and I was just gonna switch it back all to the synthetic Motor X. That's what KTM's recommending, and this is the premium stuff from them. So I'm going to be running full synthetic. I know that when I switched to full synthetic in the KLR, the temperature gauge looked like it ran a lot lower. So we'll see if it helps. I don't know if it's just my imagination, but it looked like it was lower. So anyway, first oil change on the KTM, I should say partial oil change. We're just dumping the fluid. Is almost complete. Here's the drain plug post cleaning. Still got a couple bits to get off there, but you can see there's a drastic difference. It picks up a lot of stuff out of the engine when they're new. And here is the before shot of the filter screen. Sorry, it's a little blurry, but the camera will not focus. It's almost disconcerting how much crap they pick up, how much stuff is in there. And here's a shot of the freshly clean screen. Big difference. Change your oil, saves your engine. All right, in goes the KTM Power Synthetic. This bike holds 1.7 quarts. I like to use these little MSR clean funnels to keep the critters out of the funnel and from going into my engine. It's just nice, you can put little caps on it. This is the good stuff. KTM's recommended stuff. This is not the dinosaur, this is the full synthetic. It's the good stuff. It's like $12 a quart here or something like that. And like I said, this is just half the oil change. I will go get it changed for real with the filters and everything in the next couple hundred miles. That way it's all good with my KTM warranty, and we're up to snuff. Okay, I just want to show you how awesome this KTM skid plate design is. KTM builds these little holes in these foot peg brackets, and what you do is there's just pins that slide in there, so the skid plate comes off on really quickly, and then it just attaches to these two bolts in the front. So it literally only takes 25 seconds or so to take it on and off. And down here I have my Adventure Spec skid plate, and just for a visual, these are the pegs that slide in those holes. So I will just try this one-handed real quick. Should work. It's really easy. Maybe we'll get a different angle is what we're gonna do. And that goes in that hole like that. And you can see I highly recommend this Adventure skid plate, or Adventure Spec skid plate. It actually protects the rear master cylinder as well. And there's their little logo. All you have to do is install this bracket, but it has taken all kinds of hits already, and it has these really nice wings that flare up to protect the case there, and it fits really tight to the frame, so it's not real bulky when you get into rut. It's super nice. So now that I've got those into the holes, I think, sorry about my camera work, now we have those lined up. I'm holding it with my knee. just install these little 10mm bolts. And she's all buttoned up from her pre-service. I've owned this bike 1 week today, and actually I'm 1 hour short of owning it an entire week. I had to go through and I did the first chain adjustment. It was sounding a little slappy. Like I said, I think I have 489 miles on it, so this was just a pre-oil change. I'm going to go have it serviced so that it's logged in KTM DealerNet and the logbook, so that everything's cool with my warranty. Amazing motorcycle. I got to replace this rack bolt. It rattled out, even though it was blue Loctited, so it gets a little bumpy around here sometimes. But anyway, we're past the break-in period at this point. You saw the metal shavings, so it's running full synthetic now, and will for the rest of the life of the bike. You can see those adventure spec little pegs that go into the frame. Super nice skid plate. It cost me about $160 or 175 bucks. Highly recommend that. Awesome. Makes easy work. You don't have to. It's just the KTM design, I guess, but I used to hate taking my skid plates off for oil changes. One last note, I also did in my little mini service here, I did the throttle reset, which is where you turn the ignition on, roll the throttle really slowly, and then roll it really slowly back. That resets the throttle, and I did the 15-minute idle reset, the ECU reset thing. That was convenient because I just did that. I needed to heat the oil up for the change anyway, so all you do is just let it idle for 15 minutes without touching the throttle, and it resets the ECU. It seemed like it was running a little bit kind of rough, and I don't want to say sputtery, but just a little bit rough. So I just checked the tire pressure. I had to add a little bit of tire pressure, and then I ran that 15-minute reset. So we'll see if that helps. That's supposed to help. But I've been running in and out of altitude a lot, and it's significantly hotter. It's literally 90 degrees and 80% humidity where I live here, and I've been in at sea level, and I ride up at elevation all the time. So it is probably a little confused, the computer. So anyway, I did the reset as part of my little mini service.